Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so Aleka has already introduced me. So my name is Vaibhav Samant. I've been working with one of the most respected brands, Colgate Palmolive, Himalaya Wellness, Apple, Nokia, Kodak. I'm a sales guy, basically, part of scaling sales operations from a regional side to a national level, expanding distributions and driving double-digit growth in fiercely competitive markets. Uh, my key, everybody who knows me in distribution is I was one of the original team members who scaled Nokia, what Nokia is today. I was part of the HCL Infosystems team. We have sold Nokia and have celebrated selling 10 pieces of Nokia a day or something like that till we got into a 90% market share. I was heading a 10,000 crore business way back in 2007, 2008. I was there all the way till 2009 with that company. Okay. That role taught me how to build systems and teams. And I understand that these teams don't grow together, but they help scale. My last job before I started Revasa Farms was with KPMG. I worked on large scale transformation projects completely with clients like IB Group, Symphony, Seat, Reliance, redesigning how these companies operate end to end from supply chain to sales processes. And this showed me how to structure processes, governance, and unlock scale in very large organizations. 2022, I founded Revasa Farms. It's an agri-tech startup. It's currently valued slightly lower than 100 crores. Uh, and our mission is to build India's most trusted fresh fruit supply chain using technology, data, innovation, and to create value for farmers, retailers, and consumers. So, the entire almost 25 years, my journey has been seeing both sides, scaling from within a business and transforming business from outside as a consultant. Revasa Farms is a result of all that, blending execution discipline with strategic transformation. I am here today to share with you the one thing that makes or breaks all of this scalability. Okay, uh, turning small ideas into big impact. Okay, I am unable to see by show of hands, but if Aleka, you can help me here when you are seeing the rest of the people because I am on the slides. How many of you see tomorrow yourself, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, leading a company? And how many of you actually dream of owning a business? There are two different things. Alega, you can help me here if you can see everybody on screen and give me a basic number 10%, 20%. How many of them see leading a company? Okay, let's say how many of you see leading a company? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think most of us. Yeah.
Okay, leading a company, most of you. How many of you actually dream of owning a business or a startup?
Okay.
Leading a company could be that you could be a CEO of Unilever. Let's say, for example, owning a business is you start something like I did with Revasa Farms. So
Maybe after we gain a lot of
all of you can
experience.
unmute yourself. We can have this discussion. I mean, it's not going to be one-on-one presentation. Just, I don't present. I generally talk, and that's about it. So you can unmute yourself. You are free to open your ideas at any point in the presentation. No, absolutely no issues. Okay, anybody here planning to dreaming about owning a business or a startup or somebody, or everybody wants to go safe? I want to be a safe employee, grow and be a CEO.
Actually, I want to learn about the textile business, and maybe sometime if that works out, then
Okay.
I want to look into starting something, which I'm not sure, but I think we are playing by the safer side at the moment and thinking to lead a company at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. So nothing is wrong per se. Both are very exciting. Leading basically is all about managing teams and decisions. Okay. Owning is about vision, risk, and reward. So whether you are a CEO or whether you are the founder, eventually the real challenge is the same. Can you scale the business? So starting up any business is very easy. Scaling is what will separate the extraordinary person from an average person. Let's set up the tone. So everybody has heard of Jeff Bezos, and he's the founder of Amazon. I'll just take you through a video of Jeff Bezos. This is prior to when Amazon actually really became big, and there's a one video which is quite recent when now everybody knows Amazon. So let's have a look at that video so you get a perspective of how what scaling actually means. Yes. And I kind of thanks for that. Teacher versus stay before that's right. Kingsbury conversations about this. I mean, this is not a new phenomenon. We are famously profitable. Yeah, right. And we're investing in the future. It's not which is the conversation before. What's a little surprising about Amazon.com is the scale which you're doing. You're doing a big investing. They just keep reinvesting. We're reinvesting. Now, our culture is four things: customer obsession instead of competitor obsession, willingness to think long term. And the longer investment horizon for most of our peers, eagerness to invest, which of course goes hand in hand with failure. You have to. And then finally, taking professional pride in operational excellence. The professional pride part is so important because 90% of what all of you do, nobody ever sees. It's something, it's inside the work. People see something finished, but they don't see what's inside it. Only you see that when you're doing the work. And that's those things can't be great since nobody's seen, nobody's inspecting it, you're not going to get credit for it. The only thing that's going to make you have high standards. So you have seen two videos of Jeff Bezos. You just saw, one where he was laughed at for chasing a very crazy idea. Okay, that was much before Amazon became the Amazon. And years later, when he is respected globally as an authority on scaling. Okay, it's just a perspective of at what you see, but he said it very clearly that only you know what you are seeing. Nobody else knows at that point of time, and he's not alone. We have a lot of many examples. We have got the Wright brothers, we have got Elon Musk, we have got Steve Jobs. All were ridiculed at some point or the other in their life. Pattern is very simple. Every big idea, okay, is laughable before it looks obvious. Post test, everybody says, "Ah, ye kar sakta tha," but when you're actually doing it, it looks like it's very funny. And that's the difference. And the difference is scalability, and that's what we'll explore today. What makes business truly scalable? So when we talk about scalability, valuation is one of the clearest way to see how a market thinks. So let's take very two different companies. Let's understand there is a Zomato, which is a fairly new organization, and there is an ITC. Now, ITC is almost a century-old conglomerate, which it has got a lot of factories, lands, hotels, a vast asset base. It's basically an asset-based company. Probably on paper, its asset base would run into hundreds of billions of rupees. I think at the last count, it would be somewhere between 90,000 to 1 lakh crore kind of a thing number. ITC's market cap is around 5 lakh crores. Okay. And now you take into consideration Zomato does not own no asset base, basically no asset base. It's a tech driven company, asset light digital platform. Doesn't own its kitchen, doesn't own its delivery bikes, doesn't own its warehouses. Okay. And Zomato's market cap basically right now is 3,25,000, very close to ITC's, and a very new company at that. So what's the difference between, let us say, ITC and a Zomato valuation? Okay, why? Why do you think investors are valuing Zomato at this level, but not ITC at a level? If they're valuing Zomato at 325, ITC should be much higher. Why is it not so? The simple reason is Zomato represents a scalable asset-light model where growth actually does not require a lot of money. ITC's model, though stronger in stability, grows slower because its assets come from fixed cost, depreciation, and limited scalability. So basically, it's not the size of your assets that's now in today's times that drives value. It is the scalability of your business model that will help you. Anybody has got any questions here? You can start with any questions any point of time, and I will answer to that. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you say, you also say about what is growth and what is scale. So picture this: you own a restaurant and you want 10 times more customers. Okay, you are owning a restaurant, a physical restaurant where you need more customers. If you need more customers, obviously your kitchen size should increase. You should have more chefs. You should have more raw material to feed that many number customers. So if you want the revenue to rise because of the customers, your cost will almost rise in a proportional way. Now that's growth. Your sales is growing, your cost will also grow. You are profitable, but it is proportionate. Now, again, take the example of Zomato. One app, the infrastructure, they can serve 10 times more customers without building any single new kitchen. They don't have to build a kitchen. Revenues will rise exponentially. Cost will rise only marginally. There are hardly any cost that they will incur for their growth, and that scale. So growth will make you bigger. Scaling will make you multiply. Growth is addition, scaling is multiplication. That's about it. Growth is where your revenue increases, so your cost almost at the same pace. It's like you are running faster, but you will also carry more weight. Scalability is where revenue increases much faster than cost. You will run faster, but the load on your back, whatever you are carrying, will barely increase. So if you see this graph on your right side, that's the graph of Revasa that I give generally to show to investors. And you can see our next 5 years plan. Okay, and you will see that we are doing what we are achieving is by building repeatable systems, automating processes, and delegating executions. That's the operation side that we are doing. So that every extra rupee of sales eventually after 2026, okay, does not cost much. And the difference between is that we are scaling the business by putting our systems in play. And that's the difference between why we are currently valued at slightly less than 100 and we are planning to be around a 500 crore to a 1000 crore company by 2028. Okay. So basically, scalability is the ability to increase revenue with minimal incremental cost. But scaling can also happen in two directions. So there is one horizontal scaling and there is one vertical scaling. Okay. Anybody knows what is horizontal scaling or vertical scaling? Any thought?
Is it in the same product line if we are scaling, and if we are scaling in terms of having a variety of products? Is it something like that?
Yeah, something like that. You are right. So horizontal scaling is when you expand outwards. Okay, you go into new geographies, you go into new product categories, you get into new customer segments. Okay, so that's horizontal scaling. So let us say Flipkart moves from electronics to groceries. Okay, adds more products. It's a classic example of horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling is when you go deeper into the same customer base. You offer more value per customer. Okay, the example could be Netflix. You started by original content for existing subscribers, then added revenue without needing entirely new customers. More value add to these customers, more processes. So that way. Okay. So let's take an example of McDonald's. So what do you think? Is McDonald's scaling vertically? Is McDonald's scaling horizontally?
Maybe it's
Just
scaling
take a just.
horizontally,
Is
like.
there nobody other than Aleka? We have one person up here. Anybody can answer that. There's nothing about it. It's okay. If you get it wrong,
Okay,
I'll try to
actually,
correct it.
we have a question on the chat. Arya
Okay.
asks, so vertical scaling is related to efficiency of revenue generation. Is it related to that?
Can you expand on that? If vertical scaling is efficiency, is efficient revenue generation, what would be horizontal scaling?
Yeah, hi, sir.
Yeah.
So
Hi.
this is Arya. Now, you said
Yeah.
that offering the more value to the existing customer base, or maybe I could think of it as you have the same unit, same, but you are generating more value to it. Because since you're offering more value to the customer, you yourself are generating more revenue.
Correct.
So vertical
Exactly.
scaling
You
is
got
basically the efficiency of your system.
correct. So if most of you have done your marketing 1.0, it will tell you that as you expand your retail outlet, there is width and there is depth. Correct. So width is horizontal scaling. Selling more to the same outlet is vertical scaling. Simple. Same customer, you put more products into that customer, it's vertical. Number of more customers as you expand, it's horizontal. Simple. That's how it is. Scaling can happen both
So I think
ways.
McDonald's is
Number
scaling
of
horizontally because yeah,
yeah.
because they
So
come
you
from a
add
tier
more
three
number of
city and
restaurants.
McDonald's
Zomato
is looking
adds
to
more
fund up their growth.
yeah, Zomato add more number of restaurants. It gets into more geographies. That's horizontal scaling. Zomato getting into Blinkit and all. It's vertical scaling.
Vertical scaling, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So McDonald's horizontal scaling, vertical scaling. Take a try here.
Horizontal scaling.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a try? Could be trick question also.
It can be a mixture of both because they also want to as far as I remember, I think they are introducing the Korean style burgers in India, and they're trying to like introduce more items on their menu too. So
Yes, Aleka, you got it right. McDonald's is both into horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling, if you expand into new geographies, new markets, new restaurants coming in, you got horizontal scaling. But when they increase revenue per customer by adding products like coffee, premium burgers, like Korean burgers or whatever you say, that's vertical scaling. Let's the next one. You heard of this company, Zoho? It's been in the news now. Okay, it's supposed to replace Microsoft in the Indian government operations. It's an Indian company. Okay, so vertical scaling, micro horizontal scaling. Okay, for the sense of time constraint, I will take you. So they started with one software product and then expanded into multiple SaaS tools, CRM, HR, finance, analytics. So horizontal scaling across product lines. But with every tool, they add advanced features, premium tiers, integrations. That's vertical scaling. That deepen the customer use. Let's have the last one. This everybody knows. Amazon. Horizontal, vertical.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, both. Books from they were into books, then they went into electronics, fashion, groceries. That's horizontal. Now they have launched Prime, AWS, advertising to extract more value from the same customer base. That's vertical, basically. So what do scalable business have in common? Okay. On the outside, they might look different. It could be a technology company, it could be a retail company, it could be a services company. But deep down, they have the same DNA. So the first is they will have a repeatable business model. Okay, they don't reinvent a wheel every day. They build a formula, they build a business. Okay, and they repeat it everywhere. So take the case of McDonald's. The systems are so standardized that whether you have a burger in Mumbai, New York, Tokyo, I'm not talking about the taste, but the serviceability of that burger would be the same. That's repeatability. Okay. The second would be technology driven operations. Sorry. The second would be technology driven operations. Okay. Which is the backbone of scalability. It allows companies to serve millions for the same effort. Take, for example, Uber. It adds a new call center. Okay. And every time it does that, the app algorithm handles the matching, routing, and the payments. So basically, if you have technology backing you up in operations, that is one another way to scale the operation. Then the third part is they will have a defined revenue channel. Okay. Every scalable business knows where the money will come from. There's no question about it. There's no dependency. There's no one-off deal. कि एक deal किया, एक बड़ा deal किया तो ये होता है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It will be repeatedly. They know where the revenue will come from that day on day. So Netflix, for example, subscription model, predictable, recurring revenue, clarity in revenue systems gives confidence to scale. That's how it is. And the third part is basically it will be an asset light strategy. Okay. Uh, an example would be Airbnb. Millions of stays worldwide that they book without owning a single hotel or a room or anything. Asset light platform strategy into global expansion. So basically, scalability is not magic. It has got only four things: repeatability, technology, predictable revenues, and an asset light model. Okay. Uh, Let me take you to Revasa, how we look at scalability. So our business basically is based on around three pillars. One is purpose. We have ensured that everybody in the team is behind the why. What's the why in the business? Everybody knows what's the why in the business and everybody is aligned to that why. Okay. The second is the people. Okay. The who. Okay. You can't build a scalable business on your own. You need people to do that. And these people need to be aligned to again the why. So, but the people are important. If they are not aligned to the why, then it's again going to be difficult. And the last is processes, the how. So you got systems, I got standardized operating processes that we do not have to reinvent the wheel. We make the growth repeatable. We have defined how systems work. So we work on these three pillars, the purpose, the people and the process. That's the why, who and how. Okay. Uh, a question for you. Between this purpose, people and process, what do you think is difficult, the most difficult to build?
But I think people.
Okay. So yeah, you are right. It's people because systems can be built, but culture is the hardest. So before any of you get into your business or your teams or anything, ensure that you set up a culture before you really start running with everybody. Okay. There is another yeah. Anybody has read the book Scaling Up by Worth Harnish? Scaling Up, no? One Harish is the founder of Entrepreneurs Organization. His book is basically a playbook for high growth companies. So he identifies four essentials. Obviously, there is people. So you put the right people in the right roles. Okay. That is one way of looking at it. The second is strategy, clear and differentiated. You should have a very clear and differentiated strategy. The third is execution of that strategy. It's with discipline, dashboards, and KPIs. Very, very clear about who is going to do what. And he has got the fourth one. Okay, and that's really very important. I have not covered it, but that's really important. That's cash. The scaling you will burn very much. Well, you burn fast. Okay, it requires a burn. It requires money, and before you hit the escape velocity level, so you require cash, and it needs to be there. Okay. Now, in this case, what do you think is the hardest, people or cash? Anybody taking a wild guess?
Maybe cash.
Okay, maybe cash. Anybody else challenging the that part? Okay, it is both. People are obviously the most difficult, but cash is dependent on the situation. You don't actually, most of the times founders make the mistake of not anticipating their requirements for a completely entire year. And if you have got a working capital for the entire year, then you know you have got a 12 months, 12 months, what do you call, road to play. And if you can do that, then cash doesn't become a problem. But if you don't do that, then cash becomes a problem. So why can't some business scale? Okay. A lot of business don't scale because of, again, four things. So one is founder dependence. Every decision runs through that one person who has built a business. And if that happens, he becomes the bottleneck. So you start a restaurant where the owner knows the secret recipe, kind of your Kung Fu Panda mein, the duck does it. The business can't scale if he doesn't pass on the secret recipe to everybody else. And the moment he step away, the whole operation can go slow. So a lot of family businesses can't scale. You have seen that they cannot go beyond a city because everything depends on the founder. Okay. The second is again you will see no processes documented, and this is good for big companies also. No documented process. There are processes. If you go into the system, anybody has who has worked with larger organizations, if you look at is there a process documentation, yes, you will see a process documentation, but either it will not be in existence or it will be very old. Okay. The third part is a lot of companies are either into manual operations or a custom driven operations. Okay. Smaller businesses like Kirana distributors, FMCG distributors, they, if their order process a few hundred a day, okay, they will have errors. Okay, their customers will leave. But if you look at a company like Big Basket, it's the automation that separates a scalable platform like a Big Basket or a Blinkit or anybody else. The QSR that they have come. They are challenging the status quo of established supermarkets like DMart and Reliance and are scaling very fast because of the automation that they have. The third part where they have an issue is lack of technology integration or very weak tech. Okay. In today's world, tech is not optional. Okay. Businesses that do not have tech managing it, okay, definitely cannot scale. Okay. It's like building a business on a very weak foundation. It can't. As they scale up, it will fold. So if you understand, the biggest blockers aren't outside competitors. They are always the inside working, dependence, lack of systems, manual work, weak technology. Okay. Anybody here with work experience can answer this. Okay. And understand whether, have you seen this kinds of, issues in the companies that you have worked for? Can you share? Anybody can share an example. Any of the one example that is.
I actually worked with IBM. It is a large
Hmm.
organization, so I did not see any of these actually. Uh,
IBM is scaling. It's been scaling for so long, no?
yeah, right,
Ah, I'm looking at companies that are big enough but are still not seen to scale.
right.
You look at FMCG, ITC, you look at some companies, they are really fundamentally, they are very strong. But in today's world, what they require to scale, if I compare, let's say, an ITC, Hindustan Lever, Colgate Palmolive with, let us say, a Zomato, Swiggy, Instamart, Big Basket. Okay, these companies are very fairly very new. Okay. And the difference between both the companies would probably be the process documentation, will probably be operations in the way they manage. But more importantly, it would be the technological integration. When I say technology, I do not mean IT companies. Technology integration is how they use technology for their processes. That's what I meant. So, if you have got any one idea, anybody has got any one idea of business, let's say a very you all are first year, second year MBA students. If you have got any idea that you want, okay, I can start a startup with this idea. What do you think? You can share the idea and tell me what would it stop you from scaling? What's your scalability blocker?
Maybe not being able to sustain with the bigger brands. We can't scale up if we are not able to compete on the price terms.
Okay. So you are saying that competition or established competition could be a challenge. They could be my scalability blocker.
Right.
Okay. Accepted, Aleka. Anybody else?
So I would
So I'll tell
say
you
if
some.
it's a farm-based startup, and so the scalability issue would be the market.
Okay. Can you explain? I didn't get that. Okay. Market, but how?
For example, agricultural products are perishable, so
Hmm.
there's a limitation to the transport. If your farms are situated in a particular area, there's only much you can
Brilliant.
scale beyond a certain point geographically.
Brilliant. 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 But I'll tell you what you are given, and they are right examples. Huh? They are outside examples, outside your control. So leave that. I'll tell you inside control, and this is more personal. That will stop you from scaling. The first, letting go of control and trusting others. That's the first problem. Because, like I said, scaling cannot happen on a one-person basis. You need a team. You need to trust them, and you need to really let it go. It's your idea, but you really need to, trust these people that they can carry your idea. So letting go of that control. That's the first problem. Okay, stop doing everything yourself and build the systems to do it. सब करना है, आता सब कुछ है, करना सब कुछ है. This happens with me also most of the times when I see frustrated, when my team works and I see, okay, I can do this in 2 minutes, but I have to let these people work for half an hour. It's frustrating to see them how they build it up. But you have to build systems, you have to teach them, and you have to stop doing everything yourself. So you can focus on things that you are supposed to do to scale the company. Okay, and invest ahead of the results. So you have to commit to something before, uh, really commit to something before you can show results. Okay, that's a very difficult thing. I raised my company, I raised the funds of 1.8 crores company at a valuation of 10 crores just on a piece of paper. There was no company, there was nothing. There was just an idea. And I put this idea to some of the investors, four different investors, not related to each other. And I said that this is what I want to do, and that's how it is. And we did not know. And I could raise 1.8 crores. Uh, my integrity was actually, I was scaring what would happen if it fails. I, I did not have personal money there, but I had somebody else's money into the business, and that integrity was, giving me sleepless nights initially. It's been still 3 years. We are still burning cash, and we really have to go through it, and that really takes courage. Am I making sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's personally, are you ready for the challenges that come within? That's what will stop you from scaling. That's your scalability blocker. What do you need to scale? So you need to scale. You need four things: tested model, okay, a proof of customer demand and workable economics. That's what you call as POC, proof of concept. Okay, then you need SOPs and automation. Okay, basically consistency without dependency on individuals. How much you can automate is good. So AI coming into play a lot. You will see a lot many startups coming now. A lot many startups, small companies coming into play because it frees the founders from basic jobs that they have to delegate to people and move into automation. Leadership and delegation, building teams that take ownerships. That's how, like I said, the culture is very important. Scalable marketing and technology, reaching more customers with proportionate cost or at least reduce cost. And this shift from a hustle driven system to a system driven system. Okay. Uh, so we have got the scale roadmap. So basically, step one is to validate the product market fit. Okay. Identify repeat demand, run pilots and gather real data, refine based on feedback, and ensure positive unit economics. Okay. You have to have a product market fit. That's a POC. So we have one success here, Swiggy, which basically ran its model in Bangalore before expanding. You also have a failure. You got a Tiny Owl. I don't know whether anybody of you have heard of Tiny Owl. It expanded into many cities that are actually funded very well, was supposed to be a very big unicorn too early and then shut down. So you have to validate the business before you accelerate. Step two, standardize operations, document your SOPs, define rules, train consistently, build quality checks. Okay. So that is the second step. The success story is of if for the best I know, it's Starbucks delivers the same quality of service whether you are in Mumbai or in New York because of its SOPs, very structured, standard, to the T SOPs. Failure could be housing.com, scaled with big marketing, but lacked the operational discipline leading to collapse. So without standardized systems, uh, growth only will scale chaos, nothing else. Step three is basically automate and delegate. Okay. You automate all the repetitive tasks, you delegate decisions within the framework. So there's a framework that you can use for your team to operate on. Uh, and the third one is use dashboards for visibility. Uh, Build trust systems to reduce micromanagement. That's the worst. Micromanagement is the worst for scale. A success story here could be Flipkart, okay, or which automated logistics. Okay, a failure could be a Snapdeal, relied too much on back-end operations, leading to delays and poor customer experience. That's why Snapdeal lost the battle. Okay, so automation will give you speed, delegation will give you the scale. The fourth is basically build scalable channels. It's pick up channels that are measurable cost discipline, that don't columns when volumes spike up. Partner programs, marketplaces. Okay, we in Revasa have started a new called as community partner network where we have people who will sell within their community network. So that's what we are working right now. because we can't fight a Blinkit. We had a D2C operation, we had our apps, we had our stores, we had websites where the orders, and we could deliver within 3 hours. But suddenly now your quick service models came in, delivery within 10 minutes. We can't compete with that kind of money. So we have to relook at how we can change this. And this model that we are looking at is possibly what we can beat these people at their game. Okay. Leverage digital marketing, build customer acquisition cost and lifetime value. Okay, understanding, optimize campaign based on data and feedback. Okay. Uh, a successful example could be a Misho. If you have heard of Misho, it's a low CAC reseller network, repeatable, trackable, and self-propagating. A failed business could be Food Panda. It actually started very well, expanded into hundreds of cities on discounts, demand looked big, but then its actual economics, the channel economics, did not work, and then the company did not function further. Okay. Fourth is secure smart capital, cash. Okay, cash is the fuel. Okay, uh, raise funds only when the model is proven. Funds will accelerate scale. Avoid capital intensive expansion. Okay, do a POC, ensure your unit economics, and then go in for scaling. Choose investors who offer strategic value, not just money. That's the worst thing because they only consider money, but people with strategic value. Most of my investors are, one of my investors is a CEO with, uh, if you've heard of this company called as Neogen. So he's a co-founder. It's a listed company in BSE. He's a co-founder out there, chairman and co-founder. Uh, I got one who was a strategic head of Microsoft Asia Pacific. We have one who was a partner with Arthur D. Little. So we had these people who had in their areas they were experts: supply chain, finance, IT, technology. And I got their understanding also. They invested in the company, but they also supported me with whatever they have learned up till now, and that's where it is.
Uh,
Uh,
Sir, what do you think about like Shark Tank, where like we're pitching the ideas to some of the unicorns, and uh, is it like they're going to get a smart capital over there?
it is, I don't know. See, there are two things. If you're looking in terms of money, you should not get into Shark. Right? It's purely a waste of time if you're looking in from the investment perspective. A lot of deals get cancelled. The experience from the money raising, the fundraising part. Okay. But if you're looking for visibility, if you have got a consumer facing brand, then you should go into Shark Tank because that will give you mileage. And then the investors will come from different sources. It will not come from the Shark Tank. It doesn't matter whether you are qualifying for Shark Tank and somebody from the sharks invest in your company or not. I have a close friend of mine where he signed off the shark, came back, but did not take her money.
Okay.
And he had come and he is now facing cash crunch, but he's still not taking money from them because there's too much baggage with that money.
Okay.
Okay. So it depends on, it's like on the case to case basis. Whether you should do it, yeah, you should do it for sheer experience if you have got the time. When you are running a startup like me, I sincerely do not even have the time to go into something like this. I would rather focus to build up from investors who value this and speak to them and spend time, and that's better. And I am not creating a brand, so I don't need that brand. I am into an agri-tech company. I sell fruits and vegetables, and I want to keep it under the radar right now. So for me, it doesn't go. So it depends on. I wouldn't say it's a right or a wrong. It depends on what the situation you are
Right.
in. Okay. The sixth step is track, optimize, and repeat. Monitor your KPIs, monthly growth, churn, manage. This number should be on the top of your A. Run performance retrospective, what worked, what didn't. A lot of things will not work. So learn, relearn is the continuous defining. uh, Pricing karo, customer targeting dekho, ops dekho. Okay, build a culture of learning, build a culture of continuous improvement. Okay. Uh, Successful company in this I see is Big Basket. I mean, among all the quick service models that are you always hear of Zepto, you always hear of Blinkit, you always hear of Instamart. Nobody hears of a Big Basket, but believe me, Big Basket is bigger than all the three combined put together. They're doing fantastically well. Their wastages, and since I am in F&B, which is a very tough one, the way they value their F&B, amazing it is. I mean, amazing competitor to have. Fill rates are good, routing is relentless. The failed company, all anybody of you here from North India? Delhi side koi hai idhar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody has heard of OTPI? OTPI? No?
No.
Okay. So OTPI, like me, was an F&B company, was very successful, started in, I think, 2020, raised around some $40 million dollars. It closed down last month. Okay, huge company. It was very successful initially. They did their unit economics were perfect. Everything was there. Okay. They just couldn't sustain once the quick service models came into play. They couldn't raise the cash required for the next round. They raised $40 million dollars though. So was valued at around 4,000 crore. 4,000 crore is not a small amount. I would take you through how much time do we have, or are we at the end of the time? I think we are at 45.
We still
I
have,
have
yeah.
how much time we have got more?
We generally do it till 5. So yeah, we still have.
So I think we have got 3 more slides, so that's okay.
Sure, no
So how do we do it at Revasa Farms? Okay, so Revasa Farms, this is how we do it. We validated our product market fit. We piloted across B2B, wholesale, D2C, retail verticals. Okay, when we saw that the retail showed the strongest traction, that's the channel that we picked up for first growth. Within 90 days, we refined the models to achieve a 1 lakh sales. Now we are at a scale up model kind of a thing. So that's how we did. Measured the sales velocity, customer retention and returns. We do it every day. Refined a model to support that sales. We now standardize operations. We have built SOPs for procurement, packing, shelf setup and delivery. We have introduced a barcoded driven product packaging. We have a single SKU kind of it. So every product, every fruit and vegetable has a single SKU pack. No multiple packs for speed and accuracy and repeatably onboardings for new stores, whatever we do. These two steps give us a proof of demand data systems to deliver consistently. Then we focused on efficiency and reach. Okay, we integrated ERP, inventory and logistics systems across the stores. We delegated shelf management with clear KPIs. We are currently using WhatsApp bots and app updates for store coordination. We have created training models for everybody. Okay, so that's what we did. We are now building scalable channels. We are going to be in all channels. We are going to be in Horeca. We are going to be in wholesale. We are currently in a very small geography operating in Thane, which is a suburb of Bombay. We are not even expanded to Bombay. We are now expanding. We have added a franchisee model and a Horeca channel for wider use. We are using WhatsApp and social media for hyper local marketing. Under the radar, build dashboard to track CAC and ROI. Okay. Now this is allowing us to scale without any chaos and expand reach systematically. Cash. We are securing our capital. We are ensuring we have raised around 6.35 crores from early investors up till now. We have deployed 1.5 crore into warehousing fleet hubs. Okay. The dilution, while we are targeting a 580 crore valuation. Okay. In the last round, we raised around some 3 crores, 3.5 crores with diluting only 1.8 to 89%. Okay. Track, optimize weekly reviews on store sales, credit cycles, inventory turns, daily feedback, returns, optimizing the SKU week, daily data from stores, returns, pricing, SKU mix, and constant iteration based on the performance of store cluster, product mix, pricing, what sells, what doesn't sell. So for us, scaling is not a one-time leap. F&B is a very dynamic business, changes every time, every season, every month, every day. Continuous cycle of track, optimize, and repeat. Okay. Coming to the second last style before I wrap up. Okay, or probably this is the last slide. Okay. There are 5 lessons that I would like you to take away. Not all growth is scale. Okay. Growth is growth. Scale is very different. Scale comes from, okay, very usage of very limited resources actually. Your systems are more important than the hustle that you put behind the business. Okay. Better to spend more time setting up your systems properly before you really grow. Scaling requires both technology and people. Okay, you cannot scale only with technology. You require both, and both have to work hand in hand. Scale is, like I said, replication, multiplication. It's not reinvent. It's not that okay, कुछ तो नया करते हैं और scale होता है. नहीं, एक बार process define करो, understand that what works, and once that works, all you have to do is repeat, 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 repeat. Use your frameworks, like the book that I told, Scaling Up. It's a damn good book. Use that as a framework to guide your strategy. Finally, the one line that I really want to tell you, okay? Anybody can start a business. Anybody, okay? Only a few ones can really scale it. Okay, that's about it. So
Um, I have a question, sir.
yeah. Now this is what you can take as questions. I'm ready to take questions when you speak.
Sure. Like, I want to know how we would ensure that the long-term sustainability is not like compromised when we are like rapidly scaling. How do we ensure that like the both go hand in hand?
Okay, long term is not so you can't predict that way because in current any business that you will get into scalability is going to be dynamic. It's not going to be a fixed business. It's going to scale and new things will come, new challenges will come, systems will change, the entire ecosystem will change, and you have to adapt yourself. So eventually, your one eye should always be to learn the new technology and adapt to that. Now you have artificial intelligence, let us say, coming into play. So artificial intelligence is going to do two things. One, it's actually going to take out jobs. That's going to happen. But if you are talented, you know you are going to leverage artificial intelligence to grow. In fact, if you read, there's a today's article that you will see more startups, 50, 60 times more startups coming into play due to artificial intelligence. So business will grow. How you do that is constant learning, constant keeping your watch, constant updating yourself at one end of what you can do and what you cannot do. When you have that, don't change the model. Do a small pilot POC. Okay, see what works. If you see that the POC is successful, then integrate it into the actual business across scale.
Yes, sir. If anyone has any questions, you can go forward.
Yeah, hi sir. I have a question. In one of the
Yeah,
slides, you mentioned that you do iteration based on performance of stores. So, what iteration you do actually?
okay. So let me make a. So we sell. We sell F&B to supermarkets. Supermarkets had a typical problem. They never used to sell F&B. Most of the supermarkets, not the bigger ones, DMart and even DMart for that matter, has stopped selling F&B. They can't manage F&B. It's a very difficult game. Wastage damage होता है, margins नहीं मिलते हैं, losses रहते हैं, जगह बहुत लेता है, and all that stuff. So we solve that model for supermarkets. Supermarkets for me does not mean DMart. It means 1,000 square foot space where you can pick up, go to the counter and sell. And we solved the model. We ensured that the customer experience in terms of barcoded products and all is there. And they were very happy with the services. Material is delivered like a milk run. Early morning, the material is kept. And whatever is left from them from previous day, we pick it up. They don't have to bear the cash. So we made the business in F&B very simplified. Now, not all supermarkets will sell the same typical product mix. Supermarket in, let's say, a very good area might sell more exotics, whereas a low-lying area might not sell exotics to that extent or might not sell at all. Now, these iterations you do not do in the first level. You have to sell, and then you have to identify how it will go, what it will go. For some of them, they will send us returns, and we understand that okay, our standard return is less than 20%, but we see returns at 40%, 50% in some SKUs. Not everybody will be there. Then they try to find out why it is there. What is the reason behind it? Because we take all returns, no questions asked. 100% is there. Sometimes you have customer complaints coming in, or sometimes one route will complain more about deliveries not being there, missing products. You look at those and you try to find out why it happened, and then you tweak the business model for that route per store. So that's the iterations. It is a dynamic business, so you have to do it on a day-to-day basis, and you don't need a founder or anybody to do it. You have to teach the team. to learn to do it. And not everybody in my team is a management student. Okay. So I had to teach them, I had to guide them to the principles. And sometimes they have got their own ideas of how things work or they don't understand, and you have to be really patient about doing it. So that's how it is.
Sir, I have two more questions. First question is regarding, see, you said some products sell in certain localities, some don't. So it takes a longer cycle in agriculture to produce a different kind of product. For example, you are producing one product and it's not selling right now. So it will take at least 3 months for you to actually complete the iteration. In from
No,
if I view it from the
I,
production side.
no, it will not take 3 months. Nobody will wait for 3 months. We basically take our decisions within a week. We launch a product, we see, and more or less, we now have the food taste ready. We know that this kinds of products at this value of products will not sell in this store or this route. We don't give them. There's no point in giving them. Even if the customer asks, we give it, okay, ठीक है, he is asking, should not feel bad about it. We'll give him 5 pieces. 3 दिन दिखते हैं, 3 days. 3 days में sale नहीं होता है या traction नहीं मिलता है. I am not saying that the entire lot needs to be sold. That it has to be some traction. Okay, then we will the next day we'll put a pamphlet or anything. We'll put a poster or something so it is advertised in the store so that the customers know that it is there. But within a see, we are in a product. See, one good thing about F&B is it can be purchased daily. There's no other product that can be purchased daily. So we don't have to wait for a month. Let's say I launch a basmati rice. If a customer buys basmati rice, he has bought that basmati rice for the entire month. So for you to understand a basmati rice sales, it will take you a month to understand what to do, what not to do. For F&B, 3 days are more than enough. Na? 3 दिन में तो पता चलता है because every day somebody buys. And our job is to ensure that they buy daily. Our job is not to ensure that people go and buy a week stocks. That's the premise Revasa Farms is trying to work into. That's the differentiator we are trying to do. Blinkit beats us at service deliveries. 10 minutes में delivery करता है जैसा घर के बाहर में ही खड़ा है. And I can't do today. Not today I can't. I beat at the quality of what I service. So convenience to that level I cannot give. Quality for somebody who's asking knows that okay, yeah. And who's the quality assurance? It's not Revasa because none of our products have a Revasa brand. It is a store. People think that the store is selling. कहाँ से source करते they are so the brand is the store. So that's how we work. So it's like I said, we collaborate with these people. We are not here to sell our brand or our market. That will come eventually. बाद में आएगा. अभी मेरे को जरूरत नहीं. अभी मेरे को collaborators की जरूरत है. So faster cycles here, faster learning cycles for F&B. Otherwise, your answer that it takes 3 months, 4 months for any other product, yes, not for our.
And so what happens to the unsold product which you take back?
Painful question. Don't ask. See, my volumes are low right now, so everything has to be thrown off. We can't but eventually some of them we can salvage, we can look at hotels and so on and so forth. But the volumes are not that we can salvage too much out of it right now. So everything has to be thrown off. We can't even give to the team. Otherwise, acha material bhi jayega. And so that's a business probability. It's a pain for me to see so much waste going up. It's not much, but it's a pain. Eventually, as our farms become operational, and they have started supplying, this will go their farms and it will be used to make fertilizers. Bio fertilizer for something. That's the plan basically. Okay. There's no use. We can't use it. I mean, and ethical organization can't do anything. Salad नहीं बना सकता, juice नहीं बना सकता. Opportunity है, but कर नहीं सकते.
I had a question, sir.
Yeah.
So, as being first and second management students, so most of our answers was being being a CEO rather than a business owner. So, what are some of the advices you would like to give so that most of our answers do shift to being business owners in the future?
I did not get that, but can you set me a context? I mean, what you want?
So basically, being management students, many of us would like to go for being business owners in the future, but currently most of us did not answer in that way yet. So any insights from your end to motivate us into moving into that direction?
I would say be yourself. It doesn't matter whether you want to be a business owner. You don't have to carry any image or you don't have to project any image. Just be yourself, who you are. That's more than efficient. If you guys are doing everything that is supposed to be done at your age, like you are studying properly, religiously, टाइम पास नहीं करते हुए पढ़ाई करते हैं, learning, you are doing learning not for the sake of marks but learning to get the concepts in play. If you are doing all that stuff, okay, whatever situation people will put you in terms of your interviews or whenever you go, okay, fundamentally you will crack it. The moment you start focusing on the outlier things like projecting different things and all, you will goof up. Because people sitting on the other side of the table have exactly done what you are trying to do. So you can't fool them. So don't do that. Just be yourself. Just put your fundamentals in play, structures in play. If you are studying, don't study for marks, I would say. Study for the learning that you will get out of it. Look at it from a practical applications that you can do from it. You are sorted.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. On the interest of time, we'll close the
Yeah.
talk for today. And on the behalf of Alumni Committee, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Vaibhav Samant for taking the time to join us today and share his invaluable insights. And your perspectives on scalability have illuminated how small ideas executed with clarity and purpose could be transformed to like large scale impact. And I would also like to thank Professor Manish Popli, Chair, Alumni Affairs, for his continued guidance and support. A special thanks to Alumni Office, whose efforts behind the scenes have made this talk possible. And of course, a big thank you to the audience. And we look forward to welcoming you again to the next session of Wisdom, the Alumni Talk Series. Thank you again.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you everybody for attending this. Thank you for giving your time. It was a pleasure interacting with all of you guys. See you for next time. Okay. Bye. Signing
Thank
off.
you, sir.